Hello, good morning everyone, and welcome to today's session. I'm Tom, I work in the product team at Faronics, and it's great to be with you today. I wrote a blog about how IT managers can save money and contribute towards saving the planet. If you have any questions as we go through today's session, then please just put them on the Zoom chat and we'll be happy to pause for questions at the end of the session, which will take about 15 minutes excluding Q&A. But thanks very much for reading the blog and great to be with you. So just to explain a little bit about who we are, we've been around for 26 years now, during which time we've sold over 10 million licenses in more than 150 countries. And we have over 30,000 customers around the world of all shapes and sizes. Our headquarters are in Vancouver in Canada, and we also have offices in the UK where I'm based, and in the USA and in Singapore. That's where most of the product development happens, but we do have partners all over the world who work with us to provide exceptional service. So wherever you happen to be in the world, there's going to be someone nearby who can look after you. So if you want to know who your local representative is, please just let us know in the Q&A and we'll be very happy to tell you who that is. So energy prices rose a lot last year. Wherever you are in the world, it's going to be a problem. Here in the UK, we're looking at 50% price rises, but similar pattern around the world. So that's a problem for a lot of people, but especially a problem for IT managers, especially when 60% of users leave their computers on after working hours. So there are big savings to be made in the context of the recent price rises. So as well as the imperative to save cash, which obviously everyone wants to do all the time, sustainability is becoming more and more important. You might have a sustainability manager in your organization, and that person's job might be to search for as many energy savings as possible. And you can really help that person out with Faronics PowerSave. But even if you don't have a sustainability manager, a lot of marketing departments are really sort of scrambling over themselves to try and shout about green credentials as much as possible. So this is really something substantial that you can give those guys. So sometimes, or in the past, in the not too distant past, there's been resistance towards IT imposing energy management solutions, and there are a few reasons for that. Some people worry that they're going to lose their work, software updates not delivered, jobs terminating. You find that applications don't behave as you want them to. There's the whole user experience problem. If you're going to enact power events, what does the user see and what are they expecting? No reporting on how you're doing, how much money you're saving, what your contribution to the planet is. And the combination of all that is often that energy management solutions are perceived to be disruptive, and IT departments and users often will just resist any initiatives to save. Faronics PowerSave is different because you can enact intelligent inactivity definitions. You can have as many policies as you like for maximum flexibility. So if, say, if you're in a school, if your student machines need one PowerSave policy and your staff machines need a different policy, or if you're in a business, if HR needs one policy and finance needs another, you can just set as many policies as you like and make sure that you are not disrupting your users. You can empower your users, if you like, with passwords and deferring PowerSave events. You can run detailed reports so you can really see the impact of your actions, and you can test it out, see what works, and change as you go. So moving on to a demo now, I'm going to show you a product called Faronics Cloud Deep Freeze. PowerSave is really one small component of the solution, but as the subject of today's session, I'm just going to focus on PowerSave. So you can add energy consumption profiles. So you can, here I've got some, say for Dell, iMac and Sony, but if I want to add an energy consumption profile, if I have a particular computer and I know how many watts that's going to use the monitor and the computer when it's on and when it's on standby, and I can just add as many profiles as I like. And then on my, this is my computers page, I can see all my computers here. So I can sort and filter all my computers by tag or by name or by policy. So I can just select, for example, this machine or a bunch of machines, and then assign that machine to the Dell power management profile. So you can make sure that you're tracking your power usage as accurately as possible. And then here's the policy interface, and I've enabled PowerSave in my policy. And then all I have to do is set power events that I want to occur. So if I add a power event, I can be quite blunt about it if I like. So I could say at 5 o'clock on, 5 o'clock PM on weekdays, I'm just going to shut down. Or I could be slightly more granular about it and use this sliding bar to determine where I want to fall on this continuum between power savings at one end and user disruption at the other. But I can also be a lot more particular than that. So I can decide whether I want to begin power management on computer startup or after first keyboard or mouse activity. I can say I'm going to turn off the monitor if the keyboard and the mouse are inactive for however many minutes I like when plugged in, and then say a different number of minutes when running on batteries. And the same with the hard disk, so I can turn the hard disk off for keyboard and mouse inactivity for plugged in and batteries. And then for, I can also just shut down or hibernate or standby. So whatever works for me, I can set. And then I can also define what inactivity means. So I can say, okay, if disk activity is less than, I don't know, 10%, or CPU activity is less than 20%, and say network activity is less than 50%, whatever you like. And you can say how often you want to sample that. So just a little bit of setup. And then there's a few options to make sure that you minimize the disruption to your colleagues or to your students. So you can say, I'm not going to manage power if selected applications are running. So for example, if it's year end and the finance team are working all through the night, you can have a power policy for them, which makes sure that if this really important software is running, then power events will not occur. And you can ignore activity contributed by certain applications if you like. You can decide how Faronics PowerSave interacts with Windows. So do you want it to override the Windows Power option? Do you want to require a user to enter their Windows password when the computer resumes from standby or hibernate? And do you want to log the user off before you place the computer into a standby or hibernate state? You can say how you want to wake the computer up. Do you want the keyboard, the mouse, the network interface card to wake the computer up? And then you've got some options around the user experience. So for example, you can present a message to your users and you can customize that message to say whatever you want to say. And you can say however many seconds in advance of power saving actions you want to present your users that message. You can hide the icon in the system tray if you like. And if you want, you can allow your users to defer workstation power management for a certain number of hours. And also you can allow them to schedule local wake up and defer power management for a certain number of hours. You can, if you want, use a client password. So you can you can compel your users to use a password. And if you want to make sure that your open documents are not lost, then you can specify where they get saved. So again, that is a really useful feature. You're making sure that you're really minimizing the damage that you're going to do, because anyone who's got open work, you can save it in wherever you want to save it. And if you want, you can notify the user when a copy of the document is saved. So having set up your policy, if you then know how much you are paying per kilowatt hour for your electricity, that's a really important thing to put in, because that will really give you excellent reports and totally accurate reports on the impact of your actions. So this is a real report from a Dutch customer. We've blurred out anything identifiable, but you can see here that they've saved €6,675 between the 14th of January 2021 and the 14th of January 2022. And you can see that they've saved in that time 10.9 acres of trees, 118.9 barrels of oils. They've taken 10 cars off the road, and they've saved 51.1 tons of CO2. We had another real customer called Laureate University Group in Brazil. They save 218,018 Brazilian real a month, and that is equivalent to 34,708 euros a month. They do have a vast number of machines, but it shows that there are absolutely enormous savings to be made from power save. And obviously, the more workstations you have, the more you're going to save. And these numbers really are before the energy price hike. So the numbers are going to be bigger this year. So on this report, you can see your saving by energy consumption profiles, but then you can also see it by custom power policies. So you can see for all the policies you're setting up how many you're saving for how many workstations. And then you've got the top 25 energy savers report, so you can see which machines are saving the most. And then the bottom 25 energy savers, so which machines are saving you the least. So really useful reports that you can filter by date, you can export by CSV, PDF, HTML, and you can print, and it will allow you to really narrow down on any problem areas for you and maximize the amount of money you can save. You've also got widgets that you can use on a dashboard if it's preferable to see, like every time you use the console, you want to see how much you're saving on a monthly basis or even on an hourly basis. And then you can see with this widget, the weekly trend. So that's an overview of PowerSave, but there is a lot more available in the product Faronics Cloud Deep Freeze. We use the phrase one platform, total control. So we give you total control of what's happening in your environment. It's one easy to use web-based console. So wherever your workstations are, you've got everything in one place and you can manage everything seamlessly from the cloud. So as I've explained, PowerSave can give you a massive return on investment on its own, but there are many other features in Faronics Cloud Deep Freeze that will save you time and money. For example, OS image deployment, that's not going to be a hassle anymore. And you've got, say, Remote Connect, that you can just remote into any of your workstations. And lots of other things you can do with Faronics here. So please let us know if there's anything else that you're interested in, and we'll be happy to schedule a call and show you. We offer a free trial. You can sign up to that from our website. When you sign up for the trial, you just need to create a policy and activate the functionality you need in your policy. And then you just need to install the cloud agent on the devices you want to manage, and then you're ready to go. So just to summarize today's session, with Faronics Cloud Deep Freeze, you can mitigate against the whopping energy price rises, and you can make a big contribution towards saving the planet. Thank you very much for your time. And if you have any more questions from today that you think of after today's session, please drop us a line using those contact details. But otherwise, thanks very much and have a great day. Bye-bye.